When the night was dark and silent, the forest surrounding my grandmother's house held its breath. Everything was calm and cold. I'm a 15-year-old boy, and we live in Fardis. Whenever the holidays come, we go to my grandmother's villa, nestled deep in the forest. Her house is surrounded by trees on all sides. In front of the house, a narrow road leads to a swamp, and beyond that, there's a flat piece of land, followed by a river. This story begins in the summer of 2022. As usual, we spent our summer at my grandmother's house. One night, my friends and I decided to sneak into the forest surrounding the house to explore and see if we could find anything interesting. We planned to go on a Tuesday night, but it coincided with a wedding that we were all invited to. This was the perfect chance for me to stay behind and thoroughly search the forest. After much pleading, my family agreed to leave me alone at home while they went to the wedding. They left at 8 p.m., and my friends were supposed to come at 10 p.m., so I had to stay alone for 2 hours. As I sat on the couch, slowly drifting to sleep, suddenly, all of my grandmother's chickens and roosters started screaming. I was terrified, thinking maybe a thief had broken in. I had nothing to defend myself with, except for a saw lying nearby. Grabbing the saw and a flashlight, I made my way to the chicken coop. What I saw there still haunts me to this day. A man with red eyes and several horns, dressed in a black suit, was standing inside the coop. I froze in fear. With trembling hands, I pointed the flashlight at him and realized he had hooves instead of feet. I immediately turned and ran towards the door to escape. Just as I opened the door, I saw my friends approaching the house. I told them what had happened, but they didn't take me seriously. I wanted to show them the creature, but it had vanished. To avoid being left alone, I reluctantly agreed to go into the forest with them. As we walked deeper into the woods, we saw the same demonic figure from my grandmother's house standing right in front of us. We were paralyzed with fear, unable to move. Desperately, we started reciting every verse from the Quran we knew out loud. The creature began to retreat, but we wanted to head back to the house. Unfortunately, our luck got even worse when a pack of wild wolves, apparently fleeing from some dogs, came running towards us. In a panic, I managed to climb a tree, but one of my friends, who was a bit heavier, couldn't make it up. We were all terrified, thinking the wolves would devour him, but they ran right past him. That's when we realized the wolves weren't running from the dogs, they were running from the demon. We had no idea what to do next, so we ran towards the river and found a fisherman there. We stayed with him for about an hour until I saw my family returning from the wedding. My friends and I rushed back to them, and we all went home. Even now, when I think about that night, chills run down my spine.